Let's go. So I took an American hip hop class in college. Was it worth it? So you got me, going to college as a music major, getting my associate's degree because I and my professor, my guitar teacher, who is also the teacher for this American hip hop class, comes up to me and he says, "Hey, I teach music industry. I'm the head of the program. You should be in it." And I was like, "What's that?" And he was like, a music business and blah, blah, blah. I was like, "Okay, let's do that." So I looked at the list of classes that were required for the music industry minor, because it was a minor, and I saw that one of them was American hip hop, and I was like, I'm gonna take that. And a semester later I was in the class, and it was a pretty good experience. I would say if you are looking to get a music industry minor, or if you are a music major, or if you just like hip hop and you have an extra class slot, I definitely recommend taking this class, and here is why. The class is super easy. You just sit there, and for me at least, you just sit there and you talk to your professor and your fellow colleagues about what it is about hip hop that you, I guess, read about in the books that you were assigned, or just questions that you had, or discussing stereotypes, stuff like that, discussing new artists and how they differ from the old artists from like the 80s and 90s. It was really, really interesting, and you learned a lot of things. I guess like a big topic of discussion was the books that we were reading. The books that we read, the main one was called Can't Stop. It pretty much details the rise of hip hop in the Bronx. It details the rise of hip hop as it related to the artists that were around at that time. DJ Kool Herc, Africa Bambaataa, Grandmaster Flash, people like that. And it really opens up your mind as to how hip hop came about in today's world. We read another book, I think it was like, what was it, Hip Hop Matters, I want to say. I think that one was the one that talked more about the economic side of hip hop, where it was, the rise in record sales, how it just kind of blew up out of nowhere in the 90s. 1998 was a great year. Maybe that was Can't Stop. I don't remember. Those books I definitely recommend picking up and reading, just because you'll learn a lot about hip hop as it grew in the 90s, especially 1998, which was the big year for hip hop, where it just kind of blew up and became this thing that no one could virtually stop. And I think that was the year that they had 12 top charting songs on the Billboard 200. On top of that, there wasn't a whole lot of work that we did. Like I said, it was a discussion class, so you sat there and you talked about a lot of stuff every single time you were in the class. The only work that we really ever did was articles. He would assign us articles every 2 weeks, pretty much, I believe is what the deadline was. And it was from the specific website called the Hip Hop Journals, which you didn't have to take from that website with every single article you wanted to do a critical analysis over, but I did most of mine over that. One of the articles was actually about Eminem's Stan and about his character. The articles were pretty easy to write though. I mean, it was a critical analysis over those articles. And when he says critical analysis, he actually meant, hey, how do you feel about this article? What's it mean to you? Which, I guess that's what it technically is. But it was more of an informal critical analysis, the way we wrote things. And I still passed with an A. So, I guess I did it right. From the articles too, when you read them, you learn a lot of things about hip hop in the more of the modern sense, instead of the 80s and 90s, kind of era. You learn a lot more about what's going on in today's world, how things from the past have impacted today, and they do direct correlations and links in those articles. And then the last thing that we pretty much went over in the class was our final project, which I didn't want to do. He actually had everyone go, hey, you want to do more about it? And I said yes, just because I wanted the extra points, just to make sure, because I missed 2 articles to do. But the final project was pretty much, all right, since this is a hip hop class and we discuss things, how about you guys take what you want to talk about or learn about, write about, and put it in your own academic journal, kind of like the ones that we had been writing articles over. Ooh, so since we were able to choose what we wanted to do, I made mine over hip hop's influences in Asia, which was really cool. I linked a lot of the stuff to like 88 Rising and Ko, the Higher Brothers, people like that, as well as like its rise in Korea during like roughly around the same time as America, but a little bit after, I want to say. It's been a while since I've taken this class. That's pretty much the class. I know this video isn't that long, but there really wasn't a lot to talk about with the class because there's not much that you really do in that kind of class. It's definitely worth taking. I do recommend taking it if you like hip hop or if you want to learn about hip hop and you have that spare time on your schedule to do so. But yeah, if you like this video, leave a like as well as comment. And if I should do another one of these videos, please let me know. I am a music major in college. I'm about to get my degree. I have finished all my music courses. So if you have any questions, please let me know and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and I'll see you guys in the next one.